Hi everyone, this is Marianne and welcome to my channel. So it is already Sunday evening as I am making these planner pages, and today's Plan With Me video is going to be a little bit different, but first let me show you the tea that I am having. I really like this tea. This is the English Tea #1 by Ahmad. This tastes very similar to English breakfast. I just put some milk in this. And I am still on this particular catch-all notebook and cover on cover, the cover that I'm using is the blue gingham from Hobonichi. And I have a video of how I set this up, and I will link it in the description box. It's been used a lot. I have been using this since the 4th of January, and it has been tossed around inside bags and on the bed and on the desk. So some small debris had accumulated on this part right here inside the cover on cover, and I'm just cleaning that off. And I think the basic cover on cover had stretched a little bit. I can't say definitively, but I'll know for sure when I compare it to a different cover on cover. I am almost out of pages with this notebook, but I think I will still be using this for all of April. We will see. And the reason why I am late in preparing my weekly pages for the coming week is that I have been very busy. Not physically busy, but should I say intellectually preoccupied. So I wasn't able to take some time last Friday to prepare my pages for the week of March 22 to 28, but for today, I'm going to prepare weekly pages for the week of March 22 to 28, as well as for the week of March 29 to April 4, precisely because of those same intellectual preoccupations. In other words, I have deadlines. So let me explain as I go along. First, I did the usual. I folded down the center sheet in half, then used a pencil to draw a line at the center of the other pages, and then I put a tab on it. For the washi tape for the 2 different weeks, I also picked 2 different designs, but both are foiled. I'm going to use this brownish one for the coming week of March 22 to 28. So, what have I been very busy with? I have been very busy making the adjustments to the second revision of my thesis proposal. Like I mentioned in a previous Plan With Me video, I was able to submit the second revision of my thesis proposal to my critic last March 14, and she had some feedback, and she did already approach a professor that we want to invite to be my thesis advisor. She gave him a brief rundown of what my study is going to be, and he said yes. And now we just have to make everything formal. But for the previous week, I had to make the necessary adjustments to that second revision before we can submit it to the thesis advisor so he can start giving his inputs on it. And I was able to submit that document with the adjustments in the second revision last night, actually. No, I was able to submit it on the very early morning of Sunday, March 21. So, also, for the past week, I was preparing for a different project. It's a creative writing project that has a shorter duration, but still requires some serious writing and serious preparation. And I also dealt with that. And those are the things that kept me preoccupied for the past week. Now that the washi tape has been laid down, I took out my pre-printed date headers and timestamps, cut them down to size, and then pasted them onto their proper places, as you can see. And now I have my planner spreads for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But before proceeding with the next step, I went ahead and also created the weekly pages for the week of March 28 to April 4. I put a tab on it, folded the center sheet in half, and put a pencil line down the center of the other pages, just like always, and then laid down the washi tape, the purple one with the gold foiling. Now, for the pre-printed date headers and timestamps, I just noticed that I made a mistake cutting down this one. These two lines saying must be done and 29 March to 4 April should have been cut together, but I just decided to paste them on their proper spaces individually, and it ended up looking just fine. I cut down the rest of the date headers and then pasted everything into place. And now we go to the next step, which is to check the file that I have on my computer that has all of my friends and family's life milestones. The ink I used for this is Robert Oster Gold Antiqua in a Pelikan M400 white tortoise with an extra fine nib that writes like a medium. And on the 29th of March, Jawide and I will be celebrating our 7th year together. And the ink that I'm using here is Diamine Damson, loaded in a Pilot Metropolitan with a fine nib. The ink is a dusty purple, and I think it is a really good match to this purple washi tape. Okay, now all of the pages for the next 2 weeks are ready. We can go to the actual planning. By the time I upload this video, it will already be Monday, March 22. And so I can say that today, Monday, March 22, I will be helping out my editor, who is also my good friend, Mia, to film a 3-minute video of her introducing someone's body of work for a national literary festival here in our country. I also still have all of this week to continue preparing for the submission that I have to make for that short-term creative writing project that I mentioned. And I will be submitting that on the 28th of March, which is about a couple of days before the actual deadline. And I also have to leave a substantial amount of room in the week for working on my thesis because I have to do some administrative work related to it and also start collaborating with my new thesis advisor, who I think will have a lot to bring up with me because he will be coming into my thesis directly from out of the cold, so to speak, unlike my critic who has been with me on it since around November of 2013. So I need to reserve some time for that. I also have to make 3 notebooks for someone who ordered them because I miss making notebooks actually. So I contacted a couple of people on my wait list, and the first person who sent payment, that's the one I will be making notebooks for, but just for this coming week. I won't be able to take orders again after that because of my work on my thesis, but I can take orders again when my schedule and my energy permits. I also forgot to write down the Holy Week in our country on my planner pages. The entire Holy Week is on March 29 to April 4, but Monday, Tuesday, and half of Wednesday are still going to be working days. Work will not be suspended, although with a pandemic and the general community quarantine that's being implemented in our country, I don't know how people's work situations are going to go. But it's still useful to note these down here even though I don't observe it. And I do have some videos on my channel about where my family went during the Holy Week holidays last 2018. It feels like a lifetime ago when we all could still go places. I will link those videos in the description box in case you're interested. I also have several YouTube videos lined up. Hopefully I can do them. I want to make a vlog about the oldest cemetery here in our city, which dates back to the 1600s, I think. I think. That's what the historical marker on the church says, but I still have to look up exactly when the cemetery was put up. So please watch for that vlog. Remember to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so you will be sure to catch that video as soon as it's up. Okay, so then I wrote down a few more tasks scattered across the 2 weeks, and then I wrapped up the planning. Now here are the pages that I have fully prepared for March 22 to 28. And then here are the pages that I have prepared for March 29 to April 4. And that is my video for you today. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.